Good morning, Cohort 1, Spring 2024. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another Tuesday Tune In, where we touch base on things that we've done, places we're going, and then we hit a tip inside Ultra. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about where we've been, and that is you guys have already just finished up, or you should be finishing up. Our last due date was Module 3. Module 3 being the multimedia or not multimedia module, the elements of design module. And in that module, we talked about universal design and the importance of how designing for one can be designing for all. Many of you, as I'm reading through your entries, have talked about how this is kind of your first experience with this kind of a concept. And I found it very enlightening. And I hope you picked up a couple things. In my feedback to you, I added a section for each of you on Ally, talking about how Ally makes things a little easier and helpful when it comes to universal design, right? For starters, it will help you make sure your course content's more accessible. And the bonus here is that the students can use Ally to interact with your content in a manner that works for them. So it is definitely more accessible. Now, I had a little fun in this one. On your discussions, I gave you individual feedback, not in the discussion, but outside of the discussion, of a meme. I love using memes in feedback. I think that, or in courses in general, they're a fun way to add feedback for the student for approval, for redirection, for even just for fun. In this case, it was for approval, but. For the discussion post, I liked going in there and leaving. And when I left it, now, one of my colleagues may not have left it, but for all the feedback that I left on discussion posts, I used a meme, and I hope you enjoy it. I think those are neat ways to be a little bit more engaging in your digital course and let the students know that, you know, you're actually there grading and not just some weird robot out in space who is just going through and processing their assignments. So I hope you liked that. But great responses in the discussion where you were writing to your friend about wonderful elements of design, and then also the journal entry and the image upload. Had fun seeing those image uploads in your template courses. So that being said, that's kind of where we've been. Our next two module due dates coming up again, Thursday and Sunday. Those are going to be, for Thursday, it's going to be student learning outcomes. Now, we're all familiar with objectives and, you know, placing them mostly in our syllabus. Some of us place them at the beginning of our modules, which I think is great. Another neat practice that we're seeing more and more, and I like it, is finding a way to add the why to activities. Meaning in your activity referencing that module outcome or objective so that the students get the why of what they're doing. You don't have to do it, but it's another neat practice that you can add to your digital teaching practice, if you will. But pay attention to this particular module for those of you that aren't already interested, know how to work with those learning outcomes and objectives. There's some good practice in there around being measurable and using action words to start. Like, how do you measure understanding? Well, you don't like understand blah, 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 blah. Well, that's hard to measure, right? I can measure defining. I can measure describe. I can measure explain. I can measure debate. You know, those things I can measure, or I can see that the student did those things. So find those action words. There's actually a nice little graphic in that unit that you can leverage those different verbs, and I think it's kind of cool. But anyway, that being said, that's what's due Thursday, and then on Sunday's due date will be our multimedia module. Our multimedia module is fun. You actually get to we walk you through how to do a video upload. And should you have any technical difficulties with that, I want you to reach out to our support desk. That's blackboard@shsu.edu, or you can reach out via your local number that you have in Blackboard that tells you, you know, the support desk. I know ours locally is 936-294-2780, but for each one of our institutions, there's also another number that you can use. That one works too, by the way. But should you have any technical issues with the video upload assignment, those are the folks you want to talk to. They'll be able to help you straight through it. We have provided some pretty detailed instructions that I think will be helpful, but just in case, go ahead and call our support desk. That is what they're there for. They are there for you and your students. In this case, you're a student in this course, so they're going to help you figure out how to get that assignment working. That being said, let's talk about the tip, right? So I want to show you quickly how to do in Module 2. You might have noticed in Module 2 that we did video feedback. That means on your self-assessment workbook assignment in Module 2, we left you video feedback of the attempt. Rather than just textual feedback, we did video feedback. So doing video feedback inside the Ultra environment has never been easier. So you start by going, and I'm going to zoom in a little here, make sure that I've got the right size for you can see what's going on. And I do. All right, so here we are, 125%. So what I'm going to do is go to my gradebook, and this is a fake course full of fake people. So you're not learning anything crazy about these folks. So here's a discussion, and Alfonso Harris, I'm actually going to view his post. And here we've got Alfonso's reply, and I can go to the little feedback box right here. And this is where I would normally leave in my textual feedback, or I might attach an image, right? A meme like I did with y'all in your own discussion from this Sunday's due date. But in this case, I want to do an audio or a video feedback. And how do I do that? Well, in the old days, I have to know to go to the plus, which is right here. But I don't have to do that anymore. See where it says media? They moved it out right there. So I can actually go to audio video recording. So media here is like a Vimeo or embedded link that I would do. This is actual using a tool inside Blackboard. And this same tool is available in your announcements, by the way. So I'm going to click on audio video recording, and it's going to open up my recording window. It will then, for some folks, it'll ask, hey, can I have access to your microphone and webcam? I've already set this up for me, so it's going to do it automatically. But you need to pay attention to that and make sure that you do say, yes, it's okay. Then I could just leave an audio message right now. I don't have to use video. If I'm not comfortable with this, I could just do audio, and that's completely fine. In this case, I'm going to show video, so I can do a little Matrushka doll, almost Jacob within a Jacob within a Jacob going on. So I'm going to click on my video, and it will pop up here, and you'll see me. Hey, hi, me. How's it going? And I can look to me. Hey, me. But anyway, that being said, here's where I can actually do my recording. Now, a couple of practices that I think, or a practice that I think is super important. Make sure you've got good lighting. Make sure that your sound is picked up. And then start with a smile. It gives you a countdown from 3 seconds. I actually start smiling as soon as I see that countdown. So when they see the embedded version of my video, they aren't seeing me with like mid-talking or mid-word, right? So I'm going to click on the start recording. Countdown's there. Hey, Alfonso, I really appreciate your response here. I think it was well thought out and well placed. And really knowing where the farmers markets and local growth foods in your community are is important. Sometimes there may not be because you live in a food desert, you know. Anyway, I'm giving these responses, and the neat thing about this is they hear my voice. They see my face. They see the excitement that I might have around the response, or the tone and timbre, the warmness of my voice. So it's a little bit more personal, a little bit more interactive, which is always good. Then I would hit stop recording. Here I could go ahead and play it and see if I liked it or not, and then I could delete and re-record, or I could save and exit. And what it does in the background is it just takes that video, it uploads it to the course. The best thing about it, and I like to add a little context. Please watch, listen to the video feedback below, right? And that's kind of like my cue to them. Hey, this is what you need to click on to do the thing, right? Now, the even neater thing is as of, I think it's November or December, video feedback, and I'm gonna hit save. Video feedback is captioned automatically. That means it becomes more accessible for your students. Bing, wonderful, right? A nice way to to see that, right? It may take some time for your students to see that the captioning, but were I to click on it, it would show the video, and you can see the CC button right there, meaning that closed captions are on, so I could hit play.
Hey, Alfonso.
And if I open up a little wider, you'll see the captions, but I don't have them opened up right now. I can get to a larger screen. You'd see the text, but the player's up. I'd have to move my mouse off to get the player to go down. But anyway, the video comes with captions automatically. So good news. That being said, in this case, you can see the difference here is that for this video that I'm recording, I'm using a green screen. The video from my chair doesn't leverage green screens. It doesn't know what to do with a green screen, so it has no idea what's going on. But that being said, no big deal. So that is your tip for the day, how you can quickly do video feedback for a particular student. I think it's nice. You can also do that same tool inside announcements. So if I go to an announcement and I post an announcement, you'll notice that video recording is there. Now, quick caveat. It doesn't get embedded in the email, so they'd still have to go look at the announcement to play the video. That's the thing. But same thing with a YouTube video. It doesn't get embedded either. These things, you just see a link for it, right? But that being said, it's just a neat, fun way to do feedback for your courses, a little bit more engaging. I hope you like the tip. I have to tell you, our gang, our group, Faith, Elliot, and I are super excited about all the responses you guys have been doing. They've been really thoughtful, really introspective, and we are just plumb happy to be part of this cohort with you as you think about the ways that you can change or improve or enhance your digital teaching practices. So that being said, we hope you have a great rest of your day, and if you need any assistance, remember you can reach out to us. The facdev@shsu.edu, facdev@shsu.edu email address is there. You can also reach us just via the messaging tool in the course or the instructor envelopes on the left-hand side of the course when you go to click next to the instructor name, and we'll get back to you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great rest of your day.